Hello. I got 4 tips last week, so that's better than what I've been really averaging. I'm 7th in my tipping comp out of 8, so I got some work to get up to. I'm 680,000th at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into round 4 tips. It's already gone and a week to go until I'm away to Adelaide. That's crazy to think about. So the first game we got Brisbane versus Collingwood. I really want to go Brisbane in this one, but I think the safest option would be Collingwood. Collingwood are just they're the best team in the competition by now, by far. They're up there. Every stat, everything really, they're just killing them. So sucks that they're doing so well, but they just needed that forward, and they're doing really well, especially with Bobby Hill. They've got some new really good recruits. Nick Dacos continuing his form, and then on the other hand, you got Brisbane. Brisbane are doing okay. They did lose to Western Bulldogs, which they really should have won, but with a little bit of bad umpiring and a little bit of decision making at the end cost Brisbane that game. So you've got North Melbourne versus Carlton. Now people were tipping Carlton to win. They got it. They had a decent win against GWS by 10 points. It did cost them GWS the game, I reckon, with the umpire dissent. That's topical, but you can't obviously backtrack to the umpire like that. But Carlton, they're in pretty good form as well against North Melbourne. North Melbourne lost to Hawthorn last week, so they want to be bouncing back, that's for sure. But I'm tipping Carlton. I just feel like it's at Marvel Stadium. They're a little bit better at the moment, and they're going to win by 6 goals on the Good Friday match. I just realised it's actually Easter weekend. I just forgot. Alright, the next game is Adelaide versus Freo. This would have been nice if it's next week, or the showdown. Adelaide had a really good win in the showdown last week. I think they won by 5-6 goals between there, and Freo turned it up to another level against West Coast. And West Coast had no bench, I don't think, in the last quarter. So obviously that was a really good win by Freo. Hopefully they get their season back on track, and don't know, it's tricky. I'm leaning towards Adelaide, but I think Freo will be coming back and they'll be winning by tough margin. I reckon Freo to win by 6 points, a goal. Alright, so the next game we have Richmond versus Western Bulldogs. Now, trying to think, Richmond lost by 14 points to Collingwood, so that's not a bad team to lose by, especially in those conditions. It was quite slippery at the MCG on Friday, and poor ball movement inside forward 50 did cost them. They're looking to bounce back against Western Bulldogs, who had a really good win against Brisbane, a top quality opposition, so maybe they could go on a little run along here, but I'm still going to tip Richmond at the MCG to win by 7 goals. I think it'd be close for 3 quarters, but then Richmond just going to kick 5 in a row in the last quarter. So you got St Kilda versus Gold Coast. Now, St Kilda. There's not much you can say. I think St Kilda is the second best team in the competition. Even though they're on top of the ladder, I feel like Collingwood are a better side than them at the moment. But St Kilda are the second best side, and they've shown why. They beat Essendon quite comfortably in the end. At the MCG as well. So I got that tip wrong, unfortunately. But St Kilda are going to beat Gold Coast by... I don't even think it's going to be close. I'm going to say 10 goals. That's how good St Kilda are. And obviously, Gold Coast had a really good win against my Geelong Cats. We're 0-3 now, so yeah. But yeah, Gold Coast, they deserve that win. They deserve to win by 4 or 5 goals, but they only won by about 3. So that's not too bad. But yeah, maybe they can carry that form into the next round. Alright, so we've got Sydney versus Port Adelaide now, or at the SCG too. Sydney, they did okay in patches against Melbourne, but Melbourne were just too classy in the end. So I'm tipping Sydney to bounce back especially against Port Adelaide, who are really going nowhere. Well, I don't know where they're going. So I'm going to tip Sydney to win by... I'm going to tip them to win by 9 goals. I reckon it's just going to be a blowout. Moving on to the Sunday matches. So we've got Essendon versus GWS. Now, Essendon, they were poor last week, but they're going to bounce back, that's for sure. And they're playing against GWS, who, had a close loss against Carlton, a quality opposition. So, it's a 50-50 for me. GWS aren't that bad. Neither are Essendon. So, I know I've tipped against Essendon the last 2 times and lost. So, I'm going to tip Essendon. I tipped them last week. Unfortunately, they lost. But I feel like they're just going to bounce back and they're going to win by... It'll be close. 2 goals. So, the next game is West Coast versus Melbourne. Now, at Optus as well. So, it's going to be an interesting game to see if West Coast can actually fill the side. It's just going to be a blowout. I'm going to tip Melbourne to win by 110 points. And I'm actually dead serious about this. I don't know with West Coast. I know it's at home. But yeah, I just don't see West Coast even really competing because they've got a massive injury list now. And now we've got the Easter Monday clash at the MCG on Monday. I already said Easter Monday, didn't I? Geelong versus Hawthorn now. I really want to tip Hawthorn because seriously, I think we're on our way down, but I'm going to back my side in Geelong. They had a really poor game against Gold Coast. They really should have won. I don't know where to go from here. To be honest, they were pretty bad. They were really poor. So, yeah, there's not much you can really say. Mitch Duncan's coming back this week, hopefully. So, and Jake Kolodjasny. So, we just need that defense and, quality players. We've got so many quality players on that list still. But, yeah, I don't see the hunger and drive that we did last year. But still early on in the season. Not going to count them out. I'm a Geelong supporter after all. I've seen 4 flags in 20-something years, so it's not too bad. But if we're on our way down, we're on our way down. Doesn't worry me. I just love football being back. But Hawthorn, yeah, they had a good win against North Melbourne, and they'll want to be continuing that against Geelong, where they always pretty much show up every time we play them. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to live stream the game once I get home, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully Geelong actually win for once, but if not, we're going 0-4 and heading into against West Coast. Oh boy. But yeah, that's the video. That is the tips. Thank you so much for watching round 4 already. I can't believe it. We're nearly a month in already. How crazy is that? Anyways, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Peace.